Hi everyone, I'm Maya and you're watching Nurse's Jewelry, and I just finished showing a box lid gift wrap for a man's stainless steel bracelet wrapped in a fan type of wrapping way. And we're on to our next lid. This is a much larger lid. And I'm using actually a small bracelet for it. So it's a much bigger lid than the bracelet, and that's perfectly fine. You can use these lids in any way. You just want to fill it up with filler. So in this case, I actually did test this out, and I have this, thick cut, crinkle cut, natural paper type of filler. Unfortunately, it doesn't look right. I felt like the bracelet was kind of drowning in it, so I decided against using that, and I wanted to use something else instead. And I have my tissue paper here. Now this is not your standard tissue paper. It has a beautiful print on it. I actually got this at amazing savings, very good price, and I figured we could use this instead. Now you're probably thinking, oh, paper, how's she going to fill that up with paper? Fold it? No. Not what I'm doing. It's a different technique completely. What you want to do is you're going to create your own crinkle, your own filler. So what I like to do is I'll fold it, very sloppily, and I will crunch it up completely. Crunch, 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 crunch. And just to make it easier, I'm going to cut this approximately in half. Make it even easier, cut it in half again. You don't have to do it this way though. Now you see it's all crinkled up, right? So if I start cutting these into strips, now you can do thin ones, you can do thick ones. I'm going to give you guys a little tip. If you do it thin, you may want to put less paper. It does get difficult after you do it a few times because your hand it's going to get tired, but the thin crinkle cut looks a lot better than the thick one. And now when you're doing this, you can use so many different things. You can use tissue paper, you can use newspapers, you can use old gift wrapping paper. If you're the type that likes to save the gift wrapping paper from previous gifts and stuff like that, you can use that to just crinkle it up and just start cutting through and creating your filler. You might want to have some really good scissors. Unfortunately, I don't have my good scissors on me right now. And these are not my favorite scissors, to be honest. A little too tough. You want to get the scissors that are sharp and that are smooth, especially if you plan on gift wrapping often. Once you gift wrap often enough, especially if you're doing this, it can get painful. Alrighty. Okay, I'm down to my last one. Now keep in mind, this is definitely not going to be enough. Once you cut it, you do want to mush it around because you want to loosen it up. So here it is. You want to mush it around. It's okay if it gets bent. That's the whole point. It's all going to be crinkled up. And sometimes you might need to separate them a little bit. You can actually sit there and separate them, and you can get into all of that. For the sake of the video, I'm going to be making it a little bit easier. What I'm going to do is, I've got my trusty white tissue paper here. I'll take one of those, maybe even two, we'll see in just a moment. So I've got white tissue paper here just to make it easier and to add the filler a lot more quickly than sitting there and cutting all this crinkle cut. Just going to take basic white tissue paper, crumple it up to give it a little bit of, not density, but give it a little bit more presence, I guess. Now I'm going to shove that in. And now on top of this is where I'm going to put my, the filler that I just cut. So basically what I did was I filled it up without having to work too hard on it. But it also looks a lot more unique because you're not going to find, filler like this anywhere, cut like this. Now you're going to place your beautiful piece of jewelry in the middle. And to be honest with you, I feel like I do need another layer, maybe even two. Because what you want to have in this situation is enough filler where you can push down on the item that you're wrapping so that it stays in place. So you do want to have enough in here. Push that down, bring this back up. So now I have 3 white tissue papers crumpled up in there, and then the filler on top. Alrighty, so So now we're all set for this. Now, an easy way to secure your item in place is to use Scotch tape. And that's the honest truth. Now, if you're afraid that it's going to stick and you won't be able to get it off at the end, or, you know, whatever it might be, you can be very careful, and there are different ways to do it. One way you can do it is, what I'll do is I will take a nice piece and I will actually place it right on top of the item with the sticky side up. Not down, up. A lot of times I'll do it down depending on the item. If it's a stuffed animal, I'll do it down. If it's a, you know, I guess you could basically use your judgment. So I'll tape it, you know, I'll put it sticky side up, but of course that's not going to cut it. So I've got my sticky side up, down. Try to get myself away from it. And now I'm going to take another piece, a little bit longer, and go right on top of that sticky part. Okay, so that's basically going to protect my piece from getting any of the Scotch tape directly on it. You want to tape it towards the back, and now even though the filler is going to come out, the piece stays in place. Okay, and now for this particular one, what I'm doing is I'm going to be wrapping it in like a regular box, only it's the lid. So in this case, I'm going to be turning it over. Now I've got my cellophane, I've pre-cut this. This is about, you know, I want to say an inch on either side, maybe in a little more excess. You can always cut it down. You're better off cutting more cellophane or more gift wrap paper as opposed to cutting less, because then you'll have to just put the, you know, fold it away or whatever it might be, or throw it away. So what you want to do is you want to turn this over, and then you want to cut your cellophane to fit the box. You don't want it overlapping too much, so I've got it right here. Let's just cut this excess off. Alright, now to make this look prettier, to make it look a little neater, what you want to do is once you've got your fold over, doesn't matter where you do it, it could be at the end, it could be in the beginning, it could be at the end, it could be in the middle. You want to take the end that you're taping and you want to give it a little edge fold. Okay, so you're going to fold it over just at the edge. You don't have to do much more than that. You can see I have a fold over here. And I'm just going to tape that down. So you want to tape it with that fold over, and that's what makes it look that much neater at the end. And you can tighten it up. Want it to be nice and taut. Alright, next on the sides, it's a piece of cake. All you have to do is the way you would in any gift wrap. I'm going to do it step by step in case you don't know regular gift wraps, but also check out my other videos because I am going to do a regular gift wrapping gift wrap. You want to push in the ends. You want to bring the top down. Sorry about that, just fixing it up over here. You want to push in the ends. You want to bring that top area down. And now the same way as I did the fold on the first one over here, the fold over, you want to do a fold over with that end that you're going to bring up. So again, I push these ends in, I push the top down, and now even though I have this excess tissue paper, I'm just going to push that down. And now this end over here, I'm going to want to give it a little bit of a fold, and I'm going to show this to you guys. So again, I put these down, then put this down, and now this one is going to have a little bit of a fold over, and then that's going to come over down here. Okay, just going to do that now, and you may want to have your Scotch tape prepared on your finger, because this can get a little tricky just because it's cellophane, whereas paper, once you fold it, it stays for the most part. So I've got my fold over, and I'm going to fold this back over here to finish this off. Now here's the trick with cellophane. This is one of the reasons I love cellophane. You can see I've got these areas sticking out over here. Very easy. You take Scotch tape, put it even on the edge of it. It doesn't have to be all along the whole thing because it grasps onto it very quickly, and just pull it back. Very easy to clean up the cellophane on the sides and, you know, all that excess that's sticking out. Let me do the other side again. So again, we're going to fold in these edges over here. We're going to fold this area towards the front, just like you would on regular gift wrap, and you want to get this to have a little fold over and then fold that down. So again, folding those edges in, folding the top down, doing the fold over, And da, 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 da.